Hello and good morning on this splendid April day. I'm Andy from Cornish Motorcycle Diaries, and today I'm asking a very simple question, and it is, are bar mirrors better than standard ones? In order to do this test, I'm going to subject it to some very standard situations. So, number one, coming up shortly, I'll be riding through town. Number two, I'll be riding them at the kind of speeds you would ride this bike at on British roads. Back roads 40 miles an hour, main roads 50 and 60, and dual carriageway or motorway at up to 70. Do they vibrate less? Do they give a better rear view? And the other question, of course, are they cooler? So test one, St Austell. Everybody slides down here and nobody obeys any of the rules on these mini roundabouts, so you need to know what's behind you. I've also got the Aochi C6 Pro, which also makes a very good rearward camera, as you can see, although at the moment it's just slightly obstructed by my cargo net. I really think that the kind of things you want to see is what's coming out from those side roads, like the one we just passed, what's behind you and is doing something you're concerned about. Another question, of course, is do they impact upon filtering at all? Because it doesn't really show what's exactly behind me, although the Aochi does do that very well. But if I was to show exactly what's behind me, I'd probably then get nothing but me. What also the Aochi does is it gives an accurate GPS speed readout. What I'll do is I'll find footage of myself riding with the normal mirrors on the bars here. I'll hopefully put it up side by side. So initial impressions are I might need to do a bit of adjustment. But of course what works well for town driving might not be suitable for motorways, A roads or other things. So roads are full of hazards, and mirrors are one of your main defences against those hazards, and they can either be a major aid or a real pain. Now, what's my rear view here? I'm at traffic lights, I can see the cars until they get quite close, and I can see nothing. However, I do have the rearward facing camera on the Aochi, which is also recording, of course, but I don't think I'd want to have the rearward camera on the Aochi going all the time, because it can potentially be distracting. In town, it is a valuable additional bonus to the mirrors. You still got to regard mirrors as your primary source of information about what's behind you. So first test is we're into a 40 zone. That should reach 60 kilometers an hour. Difficult to see at the moment. Now, so 60 kilometers an hour, 40 miles an hour, mirrors dead clear. So the intention is to go through the villages so we can do the 40 and 50 mile an hour, do a section on a road where we can do 60, and then on the dual carriageway there's still definitely a bit of head movement to the right to see what's in the mirror. The left-hand one, the near side, I can just about see out of without really moving my head. On the other hand, I think if I bring it further in, it's going to show more of my elbows and torso, which is not desirable. So, and also, I think the field of view is possibly a bit narrower, maybe. We are in a 60 zone. Can we get to 60? Maybe that will give us enough of a gear. Get up to 60 on this. So, 35, 50 kilometers. No. I think if you want to stay alive, you're not going to do any speed tests on this road. Just enjoy the curves. So we are at 50 now, and there's a tiny bit of vibration, I think, but not too bad. Roach rock on the left looking awesome. Okay, so plan is get to Victoria Services, do a loop down the dual carriageway there and back, stop at Victoria for refreshments, and sum up of my day. Okay, so minor adjustments made to the mirrors. How tight the Allen bolts are, it doesn't seem to make any difference to the amount of adjustability of these in terms. Certainly that one can still be moved. So we're going to do 60 and 70 miles an hour vibration tests, and then back here for a debrief. Another thing mirrors have to do is to pick up vehicles moving in odd directions, like just back there. And we'll do a final bit of a test in the car park, Victoria Services. Now, see, we got the wind behind us, and everything feels much smoother on the bike. So, 60, a little bit more, not too bad though, really quite usable. Let's go to 70. Now to 70 just about. Oh, 80 nearly. Right, there we go. I just read the speedo there. Not intentional, Ossifer. Now, at about 70 miles an hour, usable. Right hand mirror slightly more vibratory than the left. Sure. And that's fine. Now, while I'm still on the bike, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Helps the channel to grow, helps us to deliver better content and get it spread about to more people. And also, don't forget, CMD22 for the Archie C6 Pro to give you a 22% discount. So the final test, of course, is what happens in places like this where you've got vehicles moving at you in all kinds of directions, some very slowly, some a bit quicker than they should do. Do they have a wide enough field of view to cope with that sort of type of thing? And I've just gone into the wrong one. So, oh look, new Honda GB350S. A fine looking bike. I think that will very, you see what I mean there? I didn't observe terribly well to the right there. That's my fault. But yes, the mirrors did pick them up, caught my peripheral vision. So that was a mistake, but it generated some useful information there. So that's what mirrors are supposed to do, help you out in situations where things get a bit sketchy and deliver you useful information and help you avoid more serious problems. So to sum up, that was my road test of the bar end mirrors, the tech versions in silver anodized finish. And what are my conclusions? Well, this is what I found. Pros. 1, yes, they do reduce vibration. 2, they look pretty cool. What are the cons? Well, slightly narrower field of vision and may restrict filtering in traffic. So, who are these for? Well, you wouldn't put them on a sports bike, you wouldn't put them on an ADV bike. They're for people who ride naked bikes, or retro bikes, or classic bikes maybe. I would say if you do lots and lots of in-town riding in congested urban spaces, you would be better off with some wider field of view, larger mirrors, positioned higher up to give you more comprehensive view. But for somebody like myself, they're ideal really, with a mixture of some urban, but mainly back roads, B roads. Long distance, I haven't really assessed it, but I think they do give a little bit of peace of mind, a little bit more safety. So there you have it. That's the conclusion. Yes, I do like them. I'm going to keep them on my bike. What about you? What's your thoughts? What's your views? What's your opinions? Because there does seem to be a lot of belief about bar end mirrors. They certainly look better, and they do seem to help with vibration. Don't forget to watch the first part of this video before you watch this really. But if you've already got this far, I'll put a link up somewhere, either here or down below, so you can catch up on what it's like to actually fit these things. Spoiler alert, it was actually quite easy, even for an idiot like me. But yes, you'll have to watch my idiot's guide by an idiot for the full lowdown. There we have it. Bar end mirrors, my final conclusions. Thanks so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.